Overtime!
Surprise! It's another pickup video. And I know we've been doing a lot of these lately, but hear me out. So I've been traveling 3 weeks back to back to back, and it's a lot. And pickup videos are actually a lot less work for me to put together than a really in-depth repair restoration video. Now don't worry, in between I have been making some good progress on one of my Q*bert cabinets. But yeah, a lot of pickup videos lately because that's what I have time for. And you know, I've actually gotten rid of quite a few cabinets lately. There's at least 10 or so that have left my garage in the past weeks. And don't worry, there's a lot more we'll be talking about paring those down in an upcoming episode. But today we're doing another pickup video. And so one of the things I've been focusing on with sort of adjusting the collection is really focusing on games that I really want. So I'm still, I'm still me. I'm still gonna jump on a good deal for any game that I see. But I'm okay now with getting rid of some of those games that, deep down I don't really want in order to make room for games that I do really want. And I maintain my VAPS Most Wanted list, the Vintage Arcade Preservation Society, VAPS.org connected to KLOV. I keep a list of the games that I want. And the one that we're going to be talking about today is a game near the top of that VAPS wanted list. It's something that I've really wanted for a long time, and it's just been hard to come by. And just like the Super Off-Road and the Donkey Kong 3 PCB, those last couple of episodes, this game is really one that I wanted. And there's a couple people that I need to give a shout out to. First is Random Billy Bob, one of our Overtime Arcade channel members in the members only Discord. Lots of us are constantly posting deals that we find from all over the place. Like I talked about this in a previous video on how to find good deals. And Random Billy Bob is great about posting links to, Facebook Marketplace listings that he finds. And this was a great one. So I'll show a couple pictures here of what was in that listing originally. And right off the bat, this is weird, right? But I like weird. And, I kind of did a little bit of research, what I could sort of see. And this is actually a Data East DECO cabinet. So Data East, arcade manufacturer, and they had this system called the DECO system, which was sort of a precursor to the Neo Geo and to the Nintendo Versus system. It was designed to make it really, really easy for you to swap games in and out. So you bought the cabinet, you bought the system, and you could swap games in and out really easily. And the DECO system from Data East actually used little cassettes, like tapes, to change the game, which is weird. And a bunch of games that were also released as dedicated cabinets through other manufacturers like Bally Midway also came in a DECO version. And the DECO system didn't end up being all that popular, certainly nowhere near as popular as the Neo Geo or Nintendo Versus system, but just an early system that allowed you to change games in and out. And this is a DECO cabinet. And it's working. The listing showed it working. It's a good price. It's really near Jeff Kinder's house. And I figured, hey, this was a great opportunity to get a game that I've wanted for the longest time, which is BurgerTime. Now, when most people think of BurgerTime, they think of the Bally Midway cabinet, which admittedly is awesome. It's got the stencil design on the side of the chef, Peter Pepper. And he's wearing the chef's hat. And the silhouette of the cabinet sort of mimics the shape of a chef's hat, which is great. But the other format that BurgerTime came in was a DECO cabinet. So my plan with this cabinet is actually I'm going to restore this as a Data East BurgerTime. I'll probably throw a bit kit in there because the DECO cassette system hardware is hard to find and completely unreliable. So we'll put a bit kit in here, but I figured this was a great way for me to get a BurgerTime. So lots of interesting things going on with this cabinet that we'll be digging into in this video. It's such a bizarre design, such a bizarre cabinet. And it's actually it's been converted. It's got a working PCB inside that we'll find out what that is a little bit later. But yeah, so I reached out to Jeff Kinder because this game was like 10 minutes from his house, and he was happy to do me a favor. He went and grabbed this thing and threw it in a storage unit. And so now we're gonna hop in my truck, head out on the road and go pick up this thing from Jeff Kinder. So if that sounds like fun, why don't we get started? Let's go! Okay, I got this really bizarre cabinet loaded on the truck. Jeff was super helpful. Maybe I should have recorded some video at his place, but we got it all loaded up, and I even uploaded a video using his Wi-Fi, so thank you, Jeff, for that. What would Jeff Kinder do? He'd be a really helpful friend. How about that? So yeah, I'll load it up on the truck, sticking out the back end, because this was also the trip where I picked up the Super Off-Road, as you can see right there. I had taken it out of the burrito to withstand the hurricane and stood it up in the back of the truck there to make room for this weird thing. So yeah, let me get back on the road, bring this home. We'll take a look at what we got here. But now it's time for me to go fuel up, get something to eat at Wawa, and then get back on the road. Okay, here it is. I got that bizarre Data East deco cabinet off the truck and in the garage, and yeah, this thing is so weird. Again, thank you to Jeff from the What Would Jeff Kinder Do channel on YouTube for helping me out, picking this up and holding on to it for me until I was able to pick it up. Really appreciate it, buddy. And yeah, so I've been doing some research trying to figure out what this is. DonPanetta from the KLOV forums was able to confirm, based on the listing photos, that this is indeed a Data East deco cabinet. I did a bit more research, looked at some manuals, and this is specifically a cabinet model referred to as 1US5A. So 1-US-5-A. Don't ask me what any of that means. There is a similar model called the 1US5B that is very similar, except the sort of head of the cabinet, I don't know if you call this the cowl or something, is a cut-in, so it's not as sort of severely imposing as this is, but I'm excited. Like I said, I've been looking for a BurgerTime for quite a while, and yeah, we're gonna restore this to a BurgerTime. So let's get this stretch wrap off and unveil this gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. And this is kind of generic artwork for Data East deco cabinets. And you really, I guess, only changed out the marquee, which is angled down, which is so bizarre. The bezel would stay the same, and even the control panel overlay would stay the same. There are a couple of other, I guess, places where you could, like, knock out some of the metal if you needed to install additional controls here. But yeah, look at this thing. Isn't it marvelous? Oh, and it looks like there's a piece of plexi here that's like slipped out of the way. So we can take a closer look at all of this. Oh, there's a cricket in the garage. All right, we'll come off of the tripod. I gotta get a quick release mount for this thing. So, hello, beautiful. So starting from the top, and this whole thing, let me just say, is almost like from a parallel dimension. It's like an arcade cabinet from an alternate timeline. There's so many weird design choices, and everything here is kind of unique, right? So it's got a flat top, a very large flat top. Kind of reminds me of a Nintendo that way. This marquee is angled down, and I believe this is a Deco Bump and Jump marquee that's been painted over. Some of the paint has been scraped off, and you can kind of see the remnants of a Data East Deco Bump and Jump, not a Bally Midway Bump and Jump, but a Deco Bump and Jump. This is the completely, I don't know, Art Deco, hippie, I don't know, trippy bezel artwork here. And it's got a bunch of cigarette burns like here and up here. So I'm guessing perhaps this was rotated at some point to be a vertical orientation, because let me think. BurgerTime is vertical, isn't it? So we'd have to rotate it. We'd rotate the monitor and the bezel here. Is bump and jump horizontal? I'm not sure. And so this is the underneath this top plexi artwork bezel. There is a piece of tinted plexi underneath. I don't know if it was taped or whatever, but the whole thing is shifted up in here. That's the cigarette burns down there and goes up there too. Pretty severe, so we'll see what we do with that. Here's our control panel, and the buttons and the joystick are all pretty strange. There's a bit of wear here. You can see it says DECO right there if it'll focus properly. These buttons are really strange. These are smaller. This much larger shoot button here is weird. This feels like a micro switch, probably all metal, Japanese style joystick. I'm sorry that the shadow's in the way. Yeah, very weird. Very weird. I don't know if it's missing like a dust washer or what. This is a metal control panel overlay that is bolted onto a metal control panel that curves down right here. And we have obviously a lock right here for a door. I think this, the coin door will swing open, but this whole panel should fold down. And then we have a coin vault down below. And even this coin door is strange. So these are reminiscent of Nintendo, like Donkey Kong Jr. or Donkey Kong style coin mechs. I don't know, is that like Asahi or something like that? And these are like slots for you where you put like a pricing information. I'm guessing they drilled. This is would be a credit switch here. It's just so strange. We have this gaudy, it's damaged a little bit, this gaudy gold T-molding going all the way around, and just this really beautiful wood grain vinyl all on the sides. There's no artwork on the sides at all. Both sides have this wood grain vinyl, and yeah, we got some dings on the cabinet, but it's pretty good for the most part. A little bit of swelling down at the bottom. That's kind of consistent with somebody mopping floors and the mop sort of slapping up against the bottom of the cabinet. And again, this is really weird. So the front, you sort of see this cutout on the side. The back of the cabinet has leg levelers, but the front of the cabinet just has wood resting on the ground. There's no sign that there was ever leg levelers back there. And you can even see here, the T-molding wraps around even back there. And there's, Jeff and I were looking at this when we were loading it up. Some of that T-molding still has the protective cellophane covering on it. So yeah, just such a bizarre cabinet. So, and I think, why don't we open this thing up a little bit? Maybe start from the back, and I can kind of rotate this. Like that. Just so weird. Like, look at this. There's like this shelf back here, like a hidden shelf. It's like flat 90 degree. I don't know if you can access the marquee box or something from back there, but just so strange. We come in here and take a look at the back of the cabinet. So we have like, an Atari style cleat to grab onto the cabinet while you're, hand trucking it. We have a partial sticker here. Definitely says Data East. Yeah, 1 US 5, and this is the A version, the model, and the serial number there says 255317 for the serial number of this cabinet. And look at the T-molding here, where it's like gold and then white, and it's actually clear underneath. So the base layer of the T-molding is actually clear. We can see the same sort of damage over there. And then looking down the cabinet, we got a vent hole cut into the back door, and a little slot for the power cord. And the bottom of the cabinet, the particle board is a bit chewed up a little bit, but that's not a big deal. So I think if we get set up right here, I can open up the back door and we can see what's going on the inside of this cabinet. I'm going to lower the tripod and that'll probably be good. I think I have a key. Let me check over here. I don't know what this will open. Yeah, okay, that works. Yeah, works perfectly. So yeah, nothing on the inside of the back door. No instruction sheet or anything like that. Okay, just sort of a protector for the vent. And yeah, that's what's going on the inside of our cabinet here. Shine a little bit of light. So this monitor looks like a 4900. Yep, it says model 19K 4906. Manufactured June of '82, so this might not be the original monitor. Just looking at what it would be like to rotate this thing, and I'm not entirely sure. We got a lot going on in here. Let's see. Some sort of bizarre. Oh, this is a fuse. Okay, so the F501, which is typically a pigtail fuse, it's one of the design choices that I don't like on the 4900 is it uses pigtail fuses. And that's been replaced with this sort of remote fuse holder, which is strange. This plastic like torpedo thing that gets wired directly to the chassis. Looks like it's never been capped before. I'm seeing a four pot 4900. This big old fat wire protector for the wow, how does that even work? For the video connector. It's this weird shielded cable, and down here we got exposed wires. My goodness, and this thing allegedly works. Okay, all right, let's fish this out. This must be our power cord. There's a lot going on in here. Okay, let's see. Come on, that's hung up on something. And this is a little like stress relief thing. We'll slide that there. And this is crazy. I'll show you this in a second. Wires going everywhere. Let's see. The power for the monitor has been tapped, like spliced right here. I don't know what's going on there. We got stuff cut on the isolation transformer. This board looks filthy. Hopefully it's not damaged. So I've got somebody that wants this board. And I'll show you what it is, hopefully if it works. That goes up to the marquee. What is this? Oh man. This comes from, is that like a utility panel? So that's some sort of connector right there. I don't know if this key is going to work. Let me show you what I'm looking at instead of just narrating it. Oh man, it's hot out here. I thought it was cooling down, but it's all super humid now. There we go. So there's stuff up there that I'm guessing is part of the original DECO system. That's where this orange wire goes to. We've got some coin chutes over there underneath the coin mechs, and you can sort of see how that whole front panel will open up. Got some latches over there, some kind of instructions. And there's our board, which is clearly not a DECO cassette system setup. It's just a two-board stack. It's like a homemade harness right there. It's our isolation transformer. And then there's another setup down here. Yeah, I'm guessing that is like a very old style, maybe 5-volt only switching power supply. Another transformer, and there's some sort of setup down there. I can see a fuse holder and some caps on some kind of board. So yeah, that's basically what's going on in the back of this cabinet. And there's the little fuse holder, remote fuse holder for the 4900, which is right there. And again, this thing is allegedly working. So let me see if I can open the coin door and that whole mechanism on the front of the cabinet. Let's see. All right, now it's on the tripod. Let me try this key on the front door. I doubt it's going to work. I doubt it's keyed the same. No, and that's a that's not even the same kind of key. It's a oh, the front panel does open up. Okay, with the same key. So that's interesting. All right. But what about the? There's no way that the coin vault is on the same key, is it? It's not even locked. Okay, we'll take a look at what's going on here in just a second, but okay, so we got that. Let me actually turn the cabinet around again so you can see what's going on here. It's kind of fascinating. So let me go and do that real quick, and we'll cut to that. All right, here we go. Let's get this sucker open, and I'll start actually down here with the lower coin door because it's not even locked. So this thing is, well, it's locked, but it's locked in an unlocked position. So, oh, interesting. We do have a coin counter. I'm gonna have to get on my hands and knees. Well, the coin door has a little label that says made in Japan. Down here it says 16456. So we'll ask Professor Pac-Man to do the math for us on how much money this cabinet has taken in. Something weird going on in this coin box. Ooh, but we got some instructions. I do not recognize this plastic thing. It's just like from like a air freshener or something. But one thing I am very excited to see is something on the side of this. Look at that, BurgerTime. Awesome. So to me, this is confirmation. I mean, who knows, right? This is some kind of confirmation that this cabinet was in fact a BurgerTime at some point in its life. And inside we have some paperwork we'll take a quick look at. And some like metal, black piece of metal at the bottom. But it looks like that's secured. Not sure what's going on with that. Is that like, can I peel it off? Or maybe it's designed to, is this not metal? It's like a piece of plastic or something. Is that designed to deaden the sound of money being dropped in? That's no fun. All right, we have a single sheet of paper here. Oh, and this is just like a loose leaf piece of like paper from some sort of ledger that has a coin or a wiring diagram, like pinout, maybe for the conversion. But yeah, nothing else in this coin box. That's kind of cool. Just gonna take a quick look. Man, I'm out of breath. It's hot, I'm sweaty. I know I'm out of shape. Okay, so yeah, what is going on here? This is a super, I don't understand this. I'm gonna have to pull the camera down so you guys can see this. This is so weird. All right, here we go. Okay, so we have a a metal coin box, like you saw, with a wooden sort of, you know, holder for it, or cubby for it. And if we look in here, look how far back it goes. That's like 2 or 3 times the length of the coin box. Why would they do that? It's a waste of material. We have some sort of wiring behind the coin counter there. This is just so weird. And then there's our little Made in Japan sticker upside down. So weird. Okay. Such a bizarre cabinet. Okay. Back on the tripod. And let's try to get this front panel open. But yeah, this right here, I don't think I've ever been happier to see a piece of masking tape in my life. All right, that goes like that. Close that. All right. And like I said, this has a, I don't know what this is called, like a barrel lock. But yeah, let's go like this, and this does unlock. So we use the same key on the front and back. And I don't know if you're gonna see this, but maybe I can do it Let me do it like this. I'm going to turn the lights off real quick. I want to show you something. Oh, house lights are off. Try to do this without tripping all over myself. I'll even turn the workbench light off. There we go. Good thing I have a flashlight. So, yeah, I guess there are lights there. Okay, so maybe you'll see this in a minute, just how that pricing, not sticker, but the pricing inserts sort of work on this cabinet. Like I said, this is almost like from a parallel universe, parallel dimension, multiverse of madness going on here. But okay, now we can finally open up this panel, and the whole thing drops down like this. Okay, look at all that. Oh man, the coin mechs look super clean. They have lockout coils on them, which to me is a little bit interesting for, oh, I gotta tilt it like this. For a cabinet like this. But maybe it was required in the state where it was used. So here we go. Yeah, here are coin mechs upside down again. Look very much like Nintendo style Asahi. And in fact, on the side, it does say Asahi made in West Germany. It's all super clean right there. Here we have an instruction sheet, dip switches 1 and 2. Where would that be? I guess on the, I guess it would be something on the DECO cassette setup. Coin selectors. This is where the tape deck would be. Cocktail and upright mode. This is all dip switch stuff. Number of rockets or men, bonus points, difficulty, etc., etc. It says caution. These descriptions shown are typical. However, certain games may require different settings. Consult your game kit to be certain. Data East Inc., 470 Gianni Street, Santa Clara, California. All right. I guess this is almost unlocked. But we'll get that all sorted out with the new key and everything. And yeah, they drilled a hole for a credit switch. And then over here on this utility panel, it says erase switch. I don't know, hopefully it doesn't mean erase your tape. Probably means erase whatever the tape got loaded onto. 3-amp fuse, which is right here. Power switch, again it says made in Japan, our coin chutes. And what was that mechanism right there? I guess that's just like a resistor for the coin counter. There's a hanging ground right there. Oh man, I'm getting sweaty. All right, let's tilt up a little bit and see what's going on with this control panel and bezel situation. Hopefully I can reach underneath here and unlatch it somehow. I should take a quick eyeball glance at it. Oh no. Oh. It's not a latch. It's wing nuts. All right, let me loosen this up real quick. Okay, I got them, and I stand corrected. They are not wing nuts. They're actually wing bolts. So a whole bolt here that has a wing, and it's this all kind of like screwed together. Weird assembly here. It almost looks like somebody put it together with, you know, little pieces of hardware from Ace Hardware. So I don't think this has a hinge. I think it just comes off now. To do without scratching up the cabinet. Do we have any, is there a Molex I can disconnect? Yeah, let me put this back on. And we'll disconnect the Molex. Ooh, and this is interesting. Okay, hang on. What are we doing? This is just scratching everything up. It's so tight, the tolerances here. There's a couple of quarters on either side, maybe to lift it up. We have a 1985 and a 1984, a couple of quarters here. I think that's maybe to replace some maybe weather stripping or padding that was previously on here. So disconnect this Molex if it wants to let go. There we go. So this control panel should now be free. There we go. Okay. So on the back side here, I guess we do have some padding, although maybe it's been you know, ripped off at the corners. That's where those quarters were. And we have, let's see. Yeah, these are, I don't know if I'm showing this to you right. They're micro switch buttons and a almost Nintendo looking micro switch joystick, but not on the inside. It's got this nylon assembly on the inside, so that's very interesting. There's some additional wires here. I don't know if that's for extra action buttons. And there's, look at this, it's pre-drilled for up to 4 more buttons up here and another button over there. So up to 6 action buttons. That's kind of interesting. So I'm going to put this control panel off the side for safekeeping for the moment. We'll come in here and take a look. I see a couple of stamps. This is interesting how it's put together. So it's mostly particle board. There's some solid wood right there. I'm going to show you some stamps here in a little bit that are kind of interesting and not what I expected. We can take off the bezel gently. All right, and it has, man, lots and lots and lots of cigarette burns. I think somebody is reproducing this. I'm not entirely sure. It's like, you know, like a piece of artwork, you know, printed and applied on the inside. So I don't think it's printed onto the plexi, but it looks like a printed piece was applied. And there are some plastic channels on either end to sort of help hold it in place, I guess. All right. And what do we got going on here? Let me see. So I don't know if this is original. Oh, is it meant to go vertically? I don't know. This is strange. Maybe this tinted plexi was added later to help with screen burn, although it doesn't look particularly burnt to me, and it's tape, right? So there is a bit of screen burn here. Hopefully you can see what's going on. Not really, so I'll reposition the camera. Ooh. There we go. Sometimes I feel like I need a production assistant coming in here. Yeah, this monitor was from Tron. This thing has Tron burn. So here's our shroud. So you can see how this cabinet would be, or this monitor would be rotated. There's an interesting sort of mounting bracket in there. And it's got, you know, sets of oh, okay. I'm learning as we're going along. It has 2 different sets of 4 mounting holes. So you can see empty ones up there, and up there for the vertical. There would be 2 more down here. And then there's 2 on either side. And then this comes out, right? Yep. And so this thing doesn't actually have to be rotated because it will hold the monitor shroud in either direction. Okay. Put this over here. Just taking the whole cabinet apart. This is very interesting. So we got a filthy monitor, and hopefully this is showing up on camera. But yeah, this to me has very obvious Tron burn. So this looks like the MCR cone right here, like imagine it vertically rotated. The MCR cone and the sort of stuff at the top. Yeah, that looks like Tron burn to me. So yeah, I can see how we would rotate this thing. This doesn't even look super mounted well in the cabinet. Just like 4 screws hold this metal bracket onto the cabinet. I might throw a couple extra in there. And then I guess it unmounts. This is probably a 2-person job to rotate this monitor because it mounts from behind. So as soon as you undo these bolts, the monitor is going to want to fall backwards. So yeah, this looks like a 2-person job to me. but we'll get that all sorted out. So yeah, this is so strange. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put all this back together exactly the way I found it. Maybe not with those 2 quarters, but I'll put this all back together. I'll reconnect the control panel, and I'll take one quick look at the wiring. And if everything looks okay, we're going to plug this thing in and try it out. And like I said, this has allegedly a working game, working monitor, working PCB. I don't know if you've recognized what that PCB is yet, but it's kind of an interesting one. So yeah, let me put this thing all back together, and then we'll fire it up and test it out. Actually, 2 more things I want to show you before I forget. First are these stamps right here. So let's turn this light on. Maybe that'll help. So this first one over here says inspected number 3 by, and then it's not filled out. But then there's a date stamp here, and the way I read it, that says November 1st, 1982, which is absurd to me. That's absurdly late of a date for this thing to be put together, and I don't understand it. You know, that's almost, 1983. And I thought these were, these cabinets came out before the Bally Midway versions. I'm all confused. I'm going to have to do a little bit more research and figure out what's going on here. And then up here, I was trying to figure out how to take the marquee off, which clearly I've been successful with. And as it turns out, this back panel is like a tray that you unbolt and it slides back. And it's got the speaker, and it's got the marquee, or the marquee light fluorescent fixture, and it's missing the bulb and the starter, but we can replace that. And yeah, just taking another look at this marquee. If we look at the back, clear as day, you can see that says bump and jump in reverse. So maybe more like that, bump and jump. So cool. All right, I'm going to finish putting this back together, and then I promise we will fire it up and test it out. All right, we're mostly put back together. I still have the back door off. I still have the front door down because the power switch is right there inside the front panel, and I don't know if it's on or not. I think this joystick, it's weird. I don't know if it needs a new spring. It's just a strange design. I haven't put the marquee sort of back together because thinking about maybe throwing a light in there, although it's not going to do much the way the marquee itself is painted. Anyway, we are plugged in, ready to go. I'm going to throw the switch on the surge protector, and that might power on the game. I might also have to hit the switch right there. So here we go, throwing the surge protector, 3, 2, 1. Did I just throw a breaker? Okay, that's not good. I just stripped a circuit breaker. So yeah, let me go take a look at what's going on in the basement. Okay, it turns out it wasn't the circuit breaker. It was actually the GFCI that the cabinet tripped. So not entirely sure what's up with that. I double checked, and the plug is not wired backwards. The replacement power plug is not wired backwards. So I'm going to give it another shot. I've reset the GFCI. The cabinet was on, so I've now turned off that power switch. So I'm going to turn on the surge protector. And here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Again. Did it again. Okay. I don't know. Let me do a little bit of digging and see if I can figure out what's wrong with this thing. Okay, I think I got figured it out. At least I hope I got it figured out. I've sort of solved something here that kind of makes sense. With this game reliably tripping the GFCI every single time I try to power it on, I'm racking my brain trying to figure out, what could it possibly be? And there's really only 2 categories of problems that this could be. Either this was something pre-existing that had been around for a while and the seller just didn't notice it because he never plugged it into a GFCI outlet, or it was something new that developed, you know, during transport. You know, so I'm, like I said, I'm racking my brain. I'm thinking, what could this possibly be? You know, I thought maybe that replacement power plug over there was wired backwards, but I opened the cover and nope, it was fine. And so, you know, I'm like digging through this cabinet and trying to figure out what's going on. And I decided to kind of, you know, methodically, you know, figure it out, right? So basically what I did was I unplugged everything, the monitor power and the harness, you know, the edge connector, all the power connectors. I unplugged everything, you know, and then plugged it in, and no, it didn't trip the GFCI. And so gradually I'm plugging things in, you know, each time with the cabinet off, plug in something else, you know, then turn the cabinet back on. It wasn't tripping, wasn't tripping, wasn't tripping. And once I plugged in the switching power supply, that again, that's that sort of Swiss cheese looking cage right there. As soon as I plugged that in and turned it on, it tripped the GFCI. So I figured, okay, you know, we've got an issue with that power supply. And again, this is an old, I think it's an Elco, and it does actually produce, you know, +5, -5, and +12 voltages. And that was the issue. And I'm like, okay, well, that's all right. Maybe it's just a bad power supply. Maybe somehow the power supply went bad in shipping. So I pulled the thing out, and I was a little bit intimidated because it does not have the sort of, you know, screw style terminals where you screw on, the connectors have little, you know, circular hoops and you screw them on. It's got like these weird, super weird Molex connectors for plugging in the harness into that power supply. But anyway, I pull the thing out and I'm inspecting it, and you would not believe what I found inside. Well, I guess it's not that strange to find a quarter inside of an arcade machine. In this thing, I'll show an image over here. This thing was wedged into the corner of that power supply, and I guess it was shorting some of these, I guess, resistor legs to ground, you know, the case of the cabinet. And that could certainly explain the issue. So yeah, a quarter, you know, loose in the cabinet, got into the power supply, and shorted it out. So I'm hoping that's the issue. I'm going to go ahead and, you know, I've got everything plugged back in. I'm going to turn on the power switch, or the power switch for the surge protector. So that's plugged in, and we'll come around to the front of the cabinet here. Ooh, the gimbal has a mind of its own. And I'm going to throw the power switch. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. We got some buzz out of the speaker. I have not tripped the GFCI. There's no LEDs or anything. So let's come around and see if we've got an image on the screen. And we do. All right. Here we go. You still might not be able to tell what game this is. It says Midway 1980. It's set to free play, as you can see. But what's strange is this has terrible built-in free play where there's no attract mode. It's stuck on this screen. So if we go ahead, you know, hit one player start, we've got a game going. And yeah, I don't know if you recognize this, but this is Rally X, right? You drive here and you pick up the flags, right? And you try not to get caught like that. But yeah, this is Rally X. That is a legit Bally Midway Rally X PCB. I don't know if you'll be able to tell right there. It says, has the double M Midway logo, and it says Rally X. But yeah, this is a legit working Rally X PCB. The game's just sort of playing by itself. It'll keep bouncing off the walls until one of the cars catches you. But yeah, that is super cool. I know Overtime Arcade channel member Frog Puppet recently picked up a really nice dedicated Rally X cabinet that he's been restoring, and it looks awesome. There's just one thing he's missing, and that's a PCB. So yeah, I was excited to test this thing out. I thought this cabinet was working. I'm actually going to turn it off right now before we do some gameplay. I was excited to test this out. You know, like I said, I bought it. It was allegedly working, but you never know when you get things home. So yeah, I'll be sending this PCB his way. He's going to trade me some stuff. We'll figure out a deal. Oh no. What I wanted to, there's two things I wanted to do before doing some gameplay footage. One is I'm going to turn off free play so we see a normal attract mode. The other thing is I want to pop in a replacement starter and fluorescent light into the marquee light fixture, you know, just to make sure it works. You know, we've got the painted out bump and jump, or the painted black bump and jump marquee, so it's really not going to show us anything. But anyway, and I figured, hey, I just grabbed a starter and a fluorescent light tube, fluorescent light bulb from Ace Hardware. I did that Children's Miracle Network, you know, bonus episode that nobody watched because I think they saw the thumbnail and thought it was a commercial, and it was not. So I've got my starter right here that I'm just going to go ahead and, if I can do this in front of the camera, pop it in. Let's see. Well, that will go in there. I'll get it all plugged in. And then I've got my fluorescent light tube, but listen. I don't know if you can hear that. I'll hold it up next to the microphone. This thing is smashed. We had a leak in the kitchen, and I wasn't home. My wife sent the kids into the garage to grab some 5-gallon buckets, and I know they grabbed my new Ace Hardware Children's Miracle Network bucket, and they must have dumped all the parts out that were inside of it and smashed this. I think I have some more, so let me go find that. I'll pop in the bulb. I'll set the game to free play, and then we'll come back with some Rally X gameplay video. All right, I think we're ready to go. I got a new fluorescent bulb installed. All that's working good. I tried to replace the coin door bulbs, but I'm not really sure what's going on. There's two burnt out bulbs in there. They're both marked 18 volts, which seems strange to me. When I measure the voltage at the bayonet socket, I'm getting like 2 volts or 2.2 volts, which seems AC, and no DC volts, which seems strange to me. So I'm not going, I don't know what's going on with that. If you've got a DECO cabinet, let me know what kind of coin door bulbs you're running. The manual doesn't say, so let me just reach in here and turn on the game. 3, 2, 1. Hear a little bit of buzz on the speaker, but I think that goes away after a second or two. The monitor will warm up, and you'll start to see some of the test, you know, nonsense going on. I think I need to make some monitor adjustments here. I think the monitor is maybe squeezed vertically a little bit and kind of off to the left horizontally. But yeah, this is the attract mode for Rally X. It's just two dip switches that I had to adjust. And let me just show you what the marquee light looks like with the bulb in there. Look at that. I know, I'm impressed, and I'm sure you are too. So we'll get back on the tripod. I really need to get a quick release mount for the tripod. But there we go. Let me turn off the house lights here. And this sort of, I don't know, shroud, surround, whatever you want to call it, for the of this cabinet, kind of helps darken the screen by sort of blocking out the light from you know, the sides. And actually, it looks better in real life. It's a much more vibrant orange. Let me try adjusting the camera real quick. All right, there we go. Color's looking better now. It's just a camera adjustment. And yeah, zoomed in a little bit better. I'm gonna try dropping a quarter in, the same quarter that was jammed in that power supply. We'll see if that helps coin up. There we go. Push start button. So basically this is a maze game with cars, and hopefully you can hear the sounds and it's not too bad. And you drive around looking for those little flags like that, and you've got radar over here sort of telling you where the flags are and that you need to get, and you also tells you where the cars are that are trying to chase you down. Oh, and it got me. And I'm trying to get that S flag. That special flag is worth, it'll double your points, and then everything you get from there on out, all the flags are worth double. All right. I think it's over here now. I can't remember if it changes. And I use that smoke screen when they're chasing me to leave them in the dust. So now all my flag values are doubled. Oh, I forgot, I can't hit the rocks. I thought I couldn't, just they can't. But alas, I was wrong. There's one up here. And essentially you need to clear the board of all the flags. There we go. Oops, and I died. Let me drop another quarter in there. And that's basically the game. This game is sort of noteworthy for being, I think it was the first ever game, try the other coin mech this time if I can see it in the dark, that had background music while you're playing. Oops, that went right through. So, sounds like the right coin mech needs to be adjusted. Whoops. Left coin mech is working. So first ever game with background music, not just a jingle while you start, but actually as you play, there's music. Oh man, what kind of difficulty is this set at? I should have looked at that when I was setting it to free play. So we got background music going on while we're playing. And there's our double points. And there's also a bonus stage. They call it like a challenging stage, similar to Galaga. But I think this was before Galaga. And let's see, look at that. Are other cars stuck? It's almost like they were stuck. There we go. Two more. There we go. So yeah, background music. There's a bonus stage at some point. We got a fuel gauge I got to keep an eye on. This is the first game I think that ever had radar to show you where stuff was sort of on the map out of view. Unlike Pac-Man, you know, this is a maze game, but it scrolls. So that's kind of interesting. I got a top left flag here I want to get. That was lucky. Ooh, this joystick needs to be rebuilt, I'm thinking. Ooh, yeah. So messing up. I want to get to this bonus stage. Let's see, where am I? Nope, that's not going to fly. Hopefully this credit switch works because I didn't bring any other quarters. There we go. So yeah, I want to try to get to this bonus stage. So I can show it to you. Okay. Can't remember if you get any more fuel when you have when you catch a flag. There's my double, but it was so late. So I only got that one doubled up. It's a very simple game, but I think it's actually kind of fun. And you can run out of gas, so you got to watch out for that. And plan your route sort of with that in mind. Darn, I was doing so well. Okay, let's see, over to this one. And this one. Okay. And the radar isn't like pixel accurate, but it's pretty good. It's useful enough. It's like you can't like, oof, trying to press the button. Oh, I'm down to my last, I think I'm good enough to get to the bonus stage this way though. You can't just line up, you can't just drive with only the radar. Like there's some games like that. Oh man, I have to go again. Like famously Star Trek, you can play, you know, Sega Star Trek, the vector game. You can just play with the radar. You never actually have to look at the game screen, which is sort of crazy. All right, grab that. We'll go over all the way to the right. Doing this sort of loop here. Oops. Oh, this one's kind of trapped in here. This is a dangerous... Yep, I knew that was going to happen. I can't remember, is the map the same every time? Is it random? I don't know. Are the flags random? If you're a big time Rally X player, why don't you let me know? There we go, double points. And just 2 more. There we go. But yeah, I don't, is there a way to get more fuel? I can't remember. But hopefully I can get to the bonus stage. Yeah, I don't think it reloads your fuel. Ooh, man, 1 more life. Hopefully I can clear this board because I think the bonus stage comes right after it. Oh, man. Yeah. Dude. All right, I'm going to skip ahead and get to the bonus stage and show you what it's like there. Okay, I should do it here. I have some lives left. There's just 1 flag to go. And yeah, it's in this little dead-end cul-de-sac thing. And that's the end of the 2nd level. I've got 1 life left. And I just earned an extra life because I made the high score, 20,000 points. Here we go, challenging stage number 1. Whoa, super fast. Okay. Oh, the other cars aren't moving. Okay, okay. Oh, there's some at the top? Okay, I think I understand what to do. I should have gotten that double one first. Here we go. Okay, it's a quick 10,000 points, 11,000 points I just got. Ooh, new colors. All right. Okay, I can't promise anything past this. This, I think, is the farthest, this stage is the farthest I've gotten. Oh, man. Yeah, this joystick is all floppy. Okay. Oh, man, I can't turn. Let's see. Can I finish this? Oh, man, these cars go fast. Oh, yeah, that's it. Well, 33,150 points. I did it! The high score of the day! Go for the world record now. Anyway, this video has gone on long enough. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of Rally X because you're unlikely to see it again. This is, whoa, not intended to be a Rally X restoration. Again, this is a Data East DECO cabinet. It's a 1 US 5A model, and I'll be restoring this as a BurgerTime, probably with a bit kit, because I don't want to mess around with no Data East cassettes, which are unreliable, you know, weird format. They're not even sort of standard size cassettes, but yeah, this will go to Frog Puppet, who is restoring a Rally X and just needs a PCB, so help is on the way, Frog Puppet. And yeah, if you want to be a channel member like Frog Puppet, click that join button down below to learn more about what it means to become an Overtime Arcade channel member. For just $1.99 a month, you get to support your favorite arcade YouTube channel. You get access to some awesome perks in return, like monthly members only live stream, early access to all new videos, a monthly members only Discord. Did I say that already? And access to our private members only Discord server where we have a lot of fun. We're helping each other out, you know, at their projects. Like I'm helping out Frog Puppet with a Rally X PCB that he needs. And anyway, it's a lot of fun. Please do all the things that YouTube wants you to do to feed that algorithm. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of these awesome, thrilling arcade repair and restoration videos. And yeah, I think with that, I'll wrap it up here. As always, you've been watching Overtime Arcade. I'm Charlie, and I'll see you next time.
Overtime!